Hello students, I am VLN Swarupni, lecturer in biochemistry from Sri Venkateswara College of Arts and Sciences, which is affiliated to Adikavi Nannaya University, Rajahmundry. Now let's discuss about what is holoenzyme, coenzyme and cofactor. Firstly, let's see about holoenzyme. Holoenzyme is an enzyme which consists of both protein and non-protein part. Okay, that means if an enzyme consists of protein part and non-protein part, that is completely called as holoenzyme. Holo means complete or total components of that particular components are referred as holoenzyme. And this holoenzyme as consists of protein and non-protein part. Protein part is called as apoenzyme and non-protein part is called as prosthetic group. Here if you see this, you will get a clarity about this holoenzyme. Holoenzyme is the collection of protein part and non-protein part, whereas this protein part is called as apoenzyme and the non-protein part is called as prosthetic group. And if an organic compound acts as a prosthetic group, it is called as coenzyme. And if prosthetic group is a metal ion, we call it as activator. And this coenzyme doesn't attach with the enzyme from the start of the enzyme activity. It will only gets attached to the enzyme when the enzyme activity or action of the enzyme started. Okay, that means this coenzyme is not always attached to the enzyme protein part. As this enzyme has two parts, that is protein part and non-protein part, this non-protein part or the prosthetic group of this enzyme is not always attached to the protein part or the apoenzyme part. And this coenzyme or the prosthetic group get attached to the protein part or the apoenzyme when the activity or enzyme action starts. That means when an enzyme attached to the substrate and it starts the enzyme activity, at that time only this coenzyme or the non-protein part or the prosthetic group get attached to this protein part, and it helps to enhance the activity of the particular enzyme. Hope so far you are clear about what is a holoenzyme. Now let's see in detail about this coenzyme. This coenzyme is a non-protein organic low molecular weight and dialysable substance. Okay, that means it is a non-protein component and it is related to organic component and it consists of low molecular weight and it can be easily dialysable. That means it can be separated through dialysis process. Okay, and this is associated with enzyme. Okay, and it enhances the function of the enzyme. And as we have the name prosthetic group, when we should call it as prosthetic group means when the non-protein part which is tightly bound to the enzyme and this cannot be separated through dialysis process, then we should call it as prosthetic group. Or else if it is in a free state, we call it as coenzyme. Okay, that means if it is tightly bound to the protein part, we call it as prosthetic group, and if it is free in state, we call it as coenzyme. And if the component or the coenzyme is a inorganic cofactor, we call it as activator. Inorganic cofactors are like calcium ion or magnesium ion or manganese ion. And we can also call this coenzyme as second substrate or co-substrate. Okay, that means this coenzyme can also be called as second substrate or co-substrate due to the affinity that it shows with the substrate. That means always enzymes show affinity to the substrate, and enzyme and substrate get bound to start the enzyme activity. But these coenzymes also have affinity for the substrate. That's why we call it as second substrate or co-substrate. And these coenzymes also participates in different kinds of actions, like they can transfer an atom or a particular group like hydrogen ions or aldolase groups or ketone groups, amino groups, acyl groups, methyl carboxylate groups. This sort of groups can be transferred, or they also transfer few atoms. And mostly coenzymes are derived from water soluble B complex vitamins. That means these are the sources of water soluble B complex vitamins. For example, thiamine pyrophosphate, which we call simply as TPP, flavin mononucleotide, which we call FMN, and flavin adenine dinucleotide FAD. And we can also see some non-vitamin derivatives. Okay, that means coenzymes, few are B complex vitamin derivatives and few are non-vitamin derivatives. Okay, and these are the organic substances which doesn't have relation with any vitamin or function of the vitamin. Okay, and examples for this sort of coenzymes are adenosine triphosphate ATP, adenosine monophosphate AMP, and S-adenosine methionine. So these three are the non-vitamin derivative coenzymes. Okay. So now let's see about activators. Some of the enzymes, they require few substances for their enzyme activity. Okay, these are the components which are required by the enzyme and substrate for the enzyme activity. And what these substances do is they convert inactive form of the component to active form of the component. That's why these are called as activators. That means inactive form is converted into active form by the activity of these substances. That's why we call them as activators. And best example for activators are inorganic metallocations like magnesium Mg2+, calcium Ca2+, zinc Zn2+, sodium Na+, or potassium K+. And this Mg2+ acts as activator for the enzyme hexokinase. We all know the reaction. First reaction of the glycolysis process, that is formation of glucose 6-phosphate from glucose. In this reaction, the enzyme hexokinase acts on the substrate glucose to form the end product glucose 6-phosphate with the help of the activators Mg2+. Mg2+ is the activator, whereas the ATP, which is utilized by the substrate and the enzyme to form glucose 6-phosphate, is ATP. ATP is a coenzyme which is used in the enzyme activity, and also Mg2+ activator. That means here you should observe one point, that is, for any enzyme activity, not only coenzyme is used or not only activator is used. Some reactions will be there which require both coenzyme and activator. Okay. So this is all about holoenzyme, cofactor, or the coenzyme. Okay. Now let's see the next topic. And the next topic is units of enzyme activity. So from exam point of view, they can ask us explain units of enzyme activity. Okay, as units are very important for every aspect. Okay, every component is expressed in the form of units. Okay, here Enzyme activity is also expressed in the form of few units. Early these enzymes then they are never expressed in the terms of their concentration, like milligrams or micrograms, like this. That means enzymes are not expressed in the concentration. Okay, and the enzyme activity is expressed. Okay, not the quantity or the concentration of the enzyme is expressed. Here the activity of the enzyme is expressed, and there are various methods are introduced to estimate the enzyme activity. Here mostly we concentrate on the plasma enzymes, but from all the different types of units that are expressed to explain this enzyme activity, uh, few are like King Armstrong units, or Reitman units, or Frankel units, spectrophotometric units. These are also used, but mostly two units are used, that is kettle and international units. Okay, now let's see what is this kettle and how we express this enzyme activity in kettle. This unit kettle was introduced by uh, collaboration of this enzyme commission and the International Union of Biochemistry. These two organizations, that is Enzyme Commission and also International Union of Biochemistry, they what they developed is, they developed this kettle unit, and it is abbreviated as CAT, K-A-T, CAT. Okay, and 1 CAT denotes the conversion of 1 mole substrate per second. That means the enzyme activity, how much is shown on the 1 mole substrate to conversion of that substrate into product within a second is regarded as 1 kettle or 1 CAT. And this kettle is also expressed in the form of millikettles and microkettles, that is MCAT and μCAT. And the next important unit for this enzyme activity expression is international units. Okay, international units are standard units or system international units. Okay, one international unit is defined as the amount of enzyme activity that catalyzes the constant conversion of 1 micromole of substrate per minute. That means, see the difference between kettle and system units. In kettle, per second we have calculated, here per minute we are taking. Okay, and both the kettle and SI units are interconvertible, and one international unit is equal to 60 micro kettles, and 1 kettle is equal to 1.67 international units. Okay, these are the two important units which are used for the calculation of the enzyme activity. Thank you students, please revise the topics.